Magandang umaga sa inyong lahat.
I'm very excited to be standing on this stage to host close to 2,000 of us over these 2 days in Dell User Forum 2016. There's a few reasons why I'm so excited to be standing on this stage. We are hosting the largest Dell event in South Asia and Korea. Over 20 countries are participating in this event. And guess where we are hosting it? Right here in Philippines, in Manila, and in such a great hotel, Shank. I'll leave it to Chris to share with us why did we choose this location, Philippines.
Well, it's really exciting times ahead for Dell in the Philippines, Chue. Well, just to answer your question, the reason why we've chosen this place is because we're expecting like how many people? 2,000 people to actually join us, who has been working with us for the last 18 years. So just imagine, we need a really big bench or large bench to accommodate everyone. But Chue, just to add to that, I'm really excited about a couple of things as well. Like for example, we did mention about 20 nationalities. They're all around this ballroom right now. As early as now, I want to thank you for contributing to the Philippine economy. Make sure to go out shopping and make sure that you get to enjoy yourselves in the next couple of days.
And before I move on to the next slide, if I could just have your attention, right, for the next 10 minutes. It is a very important slide and it's a very important milestone that we have achieved in Philippines. Can you put your hands together and congratulate the Dell Philippines team for being the #1 servers in Philippines for the first time in the history of Dell Philippines. Really, thank you for all the partners and all the customers that have supported Dell. As I was preparing my speech for today, this is really coming from my heart. It's the first time in my region that the country has achieved first in servers. And it's also the first time in the entire history of Dell Philippines that we achieved the first in servers. I tell you, it's not easy to get here. I joined Dell 19 years ago, and guess what I was selling? PC and notebook. 19 years ago, I think a lot of us no, I shouldn't assume a lot of us, right? Some of us, are in the industry at that time, and you know of the Dell brand. What does this signify? We are already #1 in Asia Pacific, and now we have achieved #1 in Philippines. It only says one thing: our customers and our partners is endorsing the brand. Let me repeat myself. Our partners and our customers is endorsing the Dell brand in the server space, in the enterprise space. All right, so another round of applause to Dell Philippines and all your support.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the support.
I guess the next question is that how are we going to survive the next 10 years, right? This is what we'll be going through the next 2 days on the global digital landscape. And first of all, just to share with you the 4 points that I'm going to go through in a very quick way, is that first of all, we need to acknowledge the scale of the transformation that's happening today in our industry. Just recently, I was having lunch with a large global bank, with a large logistic company, with a large telco, and a large IT company like Dell. And I tell you, over the table, all of us has a big disruptor in our industry. Take for example, the banks. You would think that the banks will be competing with the banks. But the global bank is telling me his #1 competitor in the country became a convenience store. It's not competing with another bank. It's competing with a convenience store that just have a cash card that's able to deposit the money into the convenience store as and when they want to buy some things, and if they do not want to take the change, you go into the store value card. They do not need to go to the bank anymore. And how does it impact our lives? Humor me, right? If you can raise your hand. I'm not trying to embarrass you, right? How many of us are still waking up with an alarm clock today? Wow, okay. My generation one, yeah, okay. Sorry. I promise not to, humor me, right? How many of your children wake up with an alarm clock today? Can I see a show of hands? Any of your children? Oh, one. Wow, I need to know your child. Yeah. The alarm clock industry didn't know that they are. I hope you're using handphone. Sorry. I hope you're not using some other things, right, to wake you up. That the handphone has replaced the alarm clock. Another example is that in this room, beside the professional cameras that are there, all of you are using handphones, right? So that's where the whole impact of the digital transformation is so great, even to our personal life. Imagine that in your corporate life. So that's why I'm saying that the scale of the transformations is so huge that both the public and the commercial need to really look at that in a big way and formulate a digital strategy. IDC has said that by 2019, 80% of all the companies will have a digital transformation strategy. If not, the other 20%, what happened to them? They are no longer in the industry soon. And with that, the changing business models, that is where Dell will come in with the technology and all those to share with you how Dell can help you with the changing in technology, the latest in technology to facilitate and to support you. You look at all the new generations of companies, like the Uber, the Grab Taxi, the Airbnb, they are all on the internet. They are all using technology, whether mobile or back-end or cloud, they are all using technology. They're not using people. They're not using a lot of people. They're using technology. And who are the stakeholders in this? The stakeholders is no longer the CIO alone. The stakeholder is no longer only the CIO responsibility. Now it's even the CEO responsibility to come up with the strategy, the CMO, all the C's, right? You get me now? All the COOs, everyone responsibility to change the entire organization. And this is a big, big wake-up call for the largest telco in the world, the largest banks in the world, the largest logistic company, and the largest IT company in the world. So we really urge all of our companies here to have a look. I'll pass this time over to Chris to share with you in Philippines alone. All those companies that I mentioned, I think they are all in Philippines. Over to you, Chris, about Philippines.
You are correct, Chigwe. You did mention about Grab, you did mention about Uber, Airbnb. All those companies are actually present here. And I know majority of you are actually using those apps, those services, when you go to your offices, when you go to your meetings, and so on and so forth. All right? Having said that, Chigwe, the digital transformation is really happening in the Philippines already. All right, just to highlight a couple of those things is, pretty much because of our GDP, for the last couple of years, our GDP growth has been in the range of 6.5 to 7%. Latest one is at 6.9%. So looking at it, we're one of the countries within the ASEAN who are actually growing the fastest. And that's really triggering a lot of potentials, a lot of opportunities for us in the Philippines. Just to let you know, there are about 100 million Filipinos, or probably plus minus around that note. About 2 or 3 years ago, or probably even more than that, the penetration rate was only at 30%, internet penetration rate. But right now, you'll be surprised, we're actually at almost 50% penetration rate, which is pretty much above the global average in terms of percentage as far as penetration is concerned. Not only that, 100 million, 50%, roughly 50 million Filipinos have access to the internet. 90% of those Filipinos have actually some sort of one or the other a social media account, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, you name it. Looking at that number as well, we're actually, they kind of call us the social media capital of the world. Agree or disagree? Agree, right? In my case, I have Facebook. I know some people have Facebook. I hope no one's using Friendster anymore because Friendster is, unless you have Friendster, still using Friendster.
No.
Everyone wants to be social. All right. We're also seeing a lot of opportunity with the establishment of the new DICT. A lot of people within the IT industry have been asking for this to happen, and it came into reality just last month. It shows the importance of ICT. It shows the amount of investment that the government is going to do moving forward with the establishment of the DICT. Last but not the least is data from as per IDC is showing that ICT spending will grow at a rate of 8 to 10%. So if you were to look at it, GDP 6.9%, GDP spending more or less would lead to ICT spending. on that note. That's why as early as now, I want to thank each one of you for contributing to the Philippine economy. There are four waves of opportunities that we're actually seeing right now. First is actually government support. The ICT is actually in place. Government will play a major role as we embrace digital transformation. Second is SMEs, which has always been the foundation of the economy for quite some time. Is going to put in more numbers, significant numbers, into the upswing of the economy. Third is really the growth of the BPO ICT sector. I know majority of you or some of you are actually from that particular sector. But if you were to look at it, the growth as far as BPO is really there. The good thing about this is that opportunity is when they actually bring their investments to the provinces, meaning bring in work to different places like the northern, Cebu, Davao, you name it, right? That would enable much development or spur the development or accelerate the growth in those particular areas of the country. Last but not the least is tech-savvy population. Did you know that the average population age in the Philippines is 23 years old? Right? 23 years old. So that is bringing about the rise of the millennials, bring about a connected population moving forward. And we do see that if we have such a young, probably the youngest in Southeast Asia in terms of population, they would really, translate to a lot of consumer spending. And of course, when there's consumer spending, contributes to the economy, it also trickles down to the different industries as well. So that's how important these four areas are as far as opportunities or unleashing the potential of the Philippine economy moving forward. Just a little bit of history. Dell has been in the Philippines for the last 18 years, just to let you know. And the number of people that I get to see here right now is a clear manifestation of the number of companies, number of customers whom we've worked with in the last 18 years. We're actually number one in desktops, in the large enterprise space. What Chiu has mentioned earlier, we're actually number one in terms of servers as well in the large enterprise, primarily because of you, our customers and channel partners. Again, thank you for making that number happen for us for the last 18 years. Aside from just concentrating on our business, we always make sure that we also serve our community. So always give time to give back to the community. And just in 2015, Dell Philippines has donated close to about $350,000 in terms of monetary and technology donations to a couple of agencies. That is to ensure that we're actually able to serve underprivileged youths and teenagers, and to ensure that they have access to technology, they have access to education. But not only that, I think the most important thing there also, Chiu, and for everyone to know is that each and every employee contributes an average of about 8 hours a quarter in giving back and supporting the CSR activities that we have in place. Our alliance and partnerships have enabled us to actually deliver end-to-end solutions to our customers. And since 18 years ago when we started the business here, our business has always been through channel partners. 100%. Though we have direct relationship with our customers, or actually here right now, we have been 100% doing our business together with our channel partners. But it was only like 5 years ago when we truly embraced the potential of channels, right? By jump-starting our distribution business, both volume and value on that note. Having said that, just want to take this opportunity to call on stage one of our major partners, one of our major distributors actually, to share his insights on how channel partners would actually contribute into this digital transformation journey, and also ensuring that both our customers and partners are actually future ready. Let me take this opportunity to call on Mr. Jimmy Go, who is the MSI ECS President in the Philippines.
Good morning. Well, on behalf of the BST ECS Group, I would like to thank Dell Philippines for inviting MSI ECS to be the co-host for this year's Dell User Forum. Thank you for the trust and partnership. Equally important, thank you for mounting the Dell User Forum in the Philippines. This indicates the importance of the Philippine market to your business, regarded as the strongest economy in Asia, posting 6.9% GDP in Q1. And with the incoming change to our government, there seems to be so much optimism for better growth and economic improvements. More than sponsorship, our company is privileged to be given this opportunity, as this highlights our role as an ICT distributor in helping organizations transform through the availability of innovative solutions and services. And as one of the country's leading and biggest ICT distributor, we work hand in hand with Dell and our channel partners in addressing and resolving the IT infrastructure bottlenecks and how our solutions can bring more value to our customer. As a Dell distributor, we have taken some steps towards embracing the digital transformation. Aside from continually beefing up our solution portfolio, we have invested in IT facilities, mostly Dell, and that enable our channels and their end user evaluate the feasibility of any IT investment. Our proof of concept facility helps organizations minimize the impact of any proposed infrastructure change, as it is also allowing to test and run application in our facility. In the next few days, we will be listening to industry and technology experts on how each one of us has been affected by the digital transformation. And there is no doubt that the digital technology will affect our business model. So I wish to congratulate Dell for holding the Dell User Forum in the Philippines and for being #1 in the server space in the Philippines. Thank you and congratulations to Dell. More power.
Thank you, Jimmy, our distributor. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good morning.